Hello everyone, this is part 25 of What If Naruto Figured It All Out, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. The mighty castle of the Lightning Country feudal lord, bathed by a huge downpour with thunders that illuminated the skies as if they showed the gods were angry, slept unknowing the huge uproar that was going to start at any moment. Shined by the orange lamps placed far from each other, the dark corridors of the castle were painted with bee from the hidden cloud village. In the first floors, marks of burning filled the fallen bee in the ground, while the last floors were riveted with odd-shaped kunais and sea that appeared to be made by the god of the wind. In the middle floor of the monument, shinobis cried while their lives were taken away mercilessly by two shinobi that just had met. Heavy footsteps walked in the direction of the feudal lord's chamber. A worried shinobi opened the door quickly. The feudal lord, dressing a ceremonial vest, looked to the concerned face of his subordinate. "My lord, we are being attacked by the east side by an unknown shinobi that uses flames." The shinobi said. The lord became worried. "What are you saying? How could he break out our barrier? Restrain him immediately," the lord ordered. In that moment, another shinobi appeared. "My lord, we are being in the west side by a Konoha's Anbu." The shinobi explained. "Konoha," the lord exclaimed. "How?" The lord turned to the first shinobi. "Was your attacker from Konoha?" "Sorry, my lord, but we couldn't figure out from each village he was. We never saw those kinds of patterns in clothes before. This can't be happening. What was the Raikage thinking when he sent you? You are a bunch of useless. What are you waiting for? Go and kill those bastards." "But before, how is my family? They were in the floor before this," the lord asked. The shinobis looked to each other. "We are not receiving answers from the other floors," the second shinobi said. The lord looked worried to him. They heard some screams and looked to the west door. Another shinobi entered in the chamber, draining s. The shinobis put themselves in front of the lord. A shadow appeared. The only thing they could saw were its yellow hair shining with the light of the lamps and the sweat on his face. The shinobis recognized him and hesitated a little. "What are you waiting for?" the lord asked. "Do you know this man?" "It's Konoha's Yellow Flash," the second shinobi said. "They say he can almost teleport himself and move as fast as a light." "Konoha's Yellow Flash," the lord whispered. "So, the Fire Country decided to kill me." The lord started laughing out loud. Minato looked seriously to him. "Even if you kill me, my son will inherit my crown and apply the same politic as me. You've come here just to Yellow Flash." Minato took out his kunai. The lord stared him. "I don't share that opinion, my lord," another voice said. The lord and his shinobis were caught by surprise. Minato smiled. "You're late, Akatsuki," Minato said. "Better late than never," Ryokugan said. The lord looked to him. "Akatsuki, you say?" The lord continued staring Ryokugan. "Those eyes, my men were right. I never saw those kinds of clothes. You're not from Konoha, are you?" "I'm from the Hidden Moon," Ryokugan said. The second shinobi recognized the name of the village. "It can't be," the shinobi said. "I always thought the Hidden Moon was a legend, so it really exists. The ninja village that holds no alliance to any country." "Holds no alliance," the lord exclaimed. "Then why are you here, Akatsuki?" "I was paid to kill you and take your head to the Swan Country Queen," Akatsuki explained. "By blocking the food to get out and be selling to another country, you also block the supplies for the Swan Country to survive the winter. Therefore, the queen hired me to kill you. I was telling Yellow Flash the same thing I'm telling you now. My son will inherit my throne and apply the same method. The countries will starve and obey my commands to get mere bread." The feudal lord said. "You two have failed your mission. That's why I said I didn't agree," Akatsuki explained. "Your children and wife were on the floor before this one, weren't they?" Everybody looked shocked to him. Minato stared him. "Don't tell me," the Anbu thought. "I kill them all. Your line is broken. How? Wasn't your mission just to kill me?" the feudal lord asked, very angry and sad. "We, Nordic people, don't let survivals Even if my mission was just to kill you, your family would come for vengeance one day, so, I must think on the future of the ones who hired me and in mine, of course. You've lost, Akatsuki stated. Minato was looking to him. You've killed them all, Minato whispered, astonished. You'll pay for that, you brat. The feudal lord said, taking out a sword. Akatsuki raised the kunai yellow flash gave him. Minato was looking to them. Akatsuki first. The two shinobis jumped to Ryokugan. He started making some hand seals. The feudal lord noticed he was open while doing the seals and bit his robe, taking out his pin and spitting it to Ryokugan's arm. The senin felt his body going numb. Akatsuki. Minato screamed. The boy was falling, such as Minato's kunai. There was a yellow flash and the Anbu appeared and caught the moon's nin. The two cloud shinobis were surprised. Minato took a deep breath, making hand seals with his free hand. Futen. Angel's blade no jutsu. Yellow flash blow a lot of air, mixing it with chakra and it see the two shinobis into pieces. The feudal lord was paralyzed with fear, contemplating that mighty and lethal technique. Wind chakra manipulation. It can't be. The feudal lord raised his sword to Minato. I won't be so easy to kill. Minato took out the ligature he had on his leg to hold his kunai's case and tied it tightly around Ryokugan's arm. Are you speaking seriously? Yellow Flash asked. If you were so good, why would you have all those shinobis protecting you? The feudal lord sweated. You know, I'll need to see your head off. I may, but you two will fall with me. The feudal lord said and took out a curtain from the wall. Minato's eyes opened wide. It was filled with explosive tags. The feudal lord was about to touch one. Pity, Yellow Flash, you had all it was needed to be an awesome ninja. He was about to touch, but Minato threw one of his kunai, making hand seals very fast. I need to make it on time. Minato whispered. The kunai passed right next to the lord's Zen. The man smiled seeing that Yellow Flash missed, but Minato also smiled. He teleported near the lord, with Ryokugan on his arms, without stop making hand seals. Lots of bees splashed the walls. There was a huge explosion in the middle floor of the castle. The huge structure crumbled with a vast uproar. Everybody nearby went to the windows or to the streets to see what was going on. The smoke from the crumbling filled the area. In the river nearby, Minato opened his eyes. There was water all around him. The little frog he summoned before entering the castle was looking to him. Minato looked up. There was a lot of water to pass by until reaching the surface. The Anbu started moving his feet and reached the outside of the river. The castle was far away and he could see it turning into nothing. Minato swam until he reached the river side. He pulled out Ryokugan's body out of the river, along with something with lots of hair. Minato took his breath. Are you okay? The small frog asked. Yeah, thanks a lot, Gama-chan. Minato said, caressing its head. Thanks to the seal I had put on your back I was able to teleport into the river, far from the castle. The frog looked to Akatsuki. Oh, right, the poison. Minato took a kunai and see a little more the place where the pin hit the moon's nin. Minato put his mouth on his arm and started sucking his bee and then spitted it out and do it again about 3 times. Okay, it must be enough. Minato took out something from his bag and put it under Ryokugan's nose. The boy made an ugly face and woke up. Oi oi, you have awake. Ryokugan stared him for a while, before he realized where he was. Ah, and the feudal lord. Ryokugan got up on a start. What happened? Where are we? Don't worry. The feudal lord is We've made it, Minato said. Ryokugan stared him for a while. What? The boy was looking to the Anbu. Minato looked down, with a sad smile. Seems like both of us still have a long way to go. Minato said. What are you saying? You were the one who killed him. You've surpassed your limits. Why do you say you still need a long way? Ryokugan asked, a little angry with Minato, and also angry with himself for not being able to succeed. If you haven't appeared, I would have got to deal with twice the number of shinobis I had. Plus, you were able to distract the Lord and made him use the pin on you, thing that, if I was alone, he would use on me. Minato explained. It's obvious we only succeed because we work together. Akatsuki looked aside, angry. Relax, I brought his head for you. Ryokugan looked to him. But then, how are you going to convince the others that you were the one who killed the feudal lord? Akatsuki asked. Minato smiled to him, making the boy curious. Minato showed the pin the feudal lord used to poison the moon's nin. This pin was wear only by the feudal lord and it's the symbol of his power. When I show this to the Fire Country's lord, he and everybody else will recognize I was the one who has done it. Minato put the golden pin on his pocket. Ryokugan smiled. Well, in that case, seems like I owe you a drink. Ryokugan said. Minato got up and gave the head of the lord to Akatsuki. He put it on a bag. Minutes later, the two had their cloaks put on and were on a tavern, having a drink. Minato stared Ryokugan's black mantle with red clouds. Your clothes are kind of funny. Minato said. Akatsuki looked to him. I'm a senin, you know. This is a mantle that shows I'm a superior ninja. Ryokugan explained. Minato hid his laugh. What? How can someone so young have such an honorific lure? Minato asked. I defeated my village's senin and according to our rules, I became the new one. And the other senin? Minato asked. Ryokugan looked down. Minato noticed his reaction. When I left the village for the mission, she continued unconscious. Ryokugan explained. She is for her that you're wearing a black ribbon on your arm? Minato asked, pointing to the ribbon. Ryokugan looked to him. It was hard to see inside the castle once it was very dark, but now it can be spotted very easily. No, someone else. Ryokugan appeared to be sad. Minato noticed and decided not speaking more about it. So, what kinds of things happen in the hidden moon? Yellow Flash asked. I mean, almost nobody knows about you. Akatsuki felt a little insulted. Don't say that. You people just don't know about us because we are on another continent. Ryokugan explained. We receive lots of missions from our continent on the north. We are very wealthy, you know. So, you're not in war? Minato asked. Akatsuki's answer was negative. Then you're lucky. The countries of our continent are in war for a long time. It's hard to acquire stability. Therefore, my country and the surrounding ones are becoming very poor, wasting lots of money in war supplies and armory. We are hired by the North countries only when it's a mission about an important person or to do some kind of job none wants to do. Once we are the only village for 10 countries, we always have lots of work to do. Akatsuki explained. So, Hidden Moon has the monopoly of the war, Minato noticed. They don't hire us to make wars, just to pay the generals and the heads behind the armies. The ones who pay the most are the ones who will have the job done, it's easy and simply. Ryokugan said. Don't you end up each other? Yellow Flash asked. That's part of being a ninja. The two drank a little more. So, do you have a girlfriend? Minato asked without inhibitions. Ryokugan quickly blushed and became red as a tomato. The Anbu noticed. Ah, I knew it. It's obvious a superior class shinobi would get all the girls around him. Minato put his arm around him. Don't be shy. That kind of things happens all the time. So, who is she? Akatsuki looked aside, much blushed. His face was really hot. Come on. Men always talk about this stuff. So, Ryokugan was really nervous. Minato decided to play with him a little more. Do you dream with her at night? Yellow Flash asked. Ryokugan started trembling. I don't want to talk about that. Akatsuki began trembling. You know, you should have a talk with my sensei. He was the one who told me that the best way to know another man was by talking with him about girls. I guess he was wrong. You're all of tremble. Minato realized he was embarrassed. Let's talk about something else. Minato looked to his drink, thinking. Oh, Jiraiya-sensei, why do I still listen to what you say about knowing people? This is what happens when we learn how to communicate with a pervert. I dreamed sometimes, Ryokugan confessed. Minato looked to him. The boy smiled. She is really pretty. Akatsuki looked to Minato. She is a supermodel, the most pretty in all Hidden Moon. She is the Tsukikage's daughter and our princess. She is so beautiful with those two blonde bunches. Really? What's her name? Minato asked, realizing Ryokugan was more talkative. Minato recognized Jiraiya was right. She's Frigheim. Ryokugan answered. She's so fond, but, the Anbu noticed he appeared to be a little sad. She is older than me. Since when that's a problem? Minato asked. Ryokugan looked to him. If you love her you should talk with her. It doesn't matter the feeling you have, The other person would never know if you don't tell it. Minato smiled to Akatsuki. With such a cute face as yours, girls will fall as leaves. Ryokugan smiled too. You think so? Yeah. But, Ryokugan made an annoyed face. My sister hates Frigheim. Didn't you say Frigg was your princess? Why does she hate her? Minato asked. My sister hates everybody, Akatsuki explained. And I'm sure when she wakes she will also hate me. So, your sister was the Sennin before you. Minato realized. What a family of genius. The two finished the drinks and went outside, ready to say bye. Small snowflakes were falling, painting the streets with a white veil. It was a pleasure to meet you, Akatsuki. Minato said. I hope we can see each other again. I say the same. Ryokugan said. It would be wonderful. Pity our villages are not allies. I think both of them would benefit a lot with an alliance. Minato said. Well, that's not on my hands. I needed to be Hokage to decided those kind of things. Well, knowing your battle style and the way you behave back in the castle, I can say you have the guts and desire to succeed that would leave you there. Ryokugan confessed. Minato blushed a little and smiled. You're strong too, kid. I have a guessing finger that tells me that you're going to be Tsukikage. Minato said, raising his finger. And, if both of us become Kage, we can establish peace. The two softly laugh. Minato raised his closed hand to Ryokugan. Kid, if you ever need any help, you can ask me, I'll help. No matter what, I'll be there for you. Minato said. Ryokugan smiled to him and also raised his hand, touching Minato's. I will also help you, Konoha's Yellow Flash. If you're in need, call my name. I will be there for you. Ryokugan said. Promise of a lifetime. Minato assured. Ryokugan bit two of his fingers and put them on the mouth, whistling. A huge white wolf with snow glasses and a huge scarf appeared. Yellow Flash was surprised. See your. Ryokugan said, sitting on the wolf. Kid, Minato called. Ryokugan looked to him. A ninja must always be sure about his feelings. You cannot tremble every time people talk about love with you. Ryokugan blushed. See of what I speak. Akatsuki smiled to him. I promise you will be stronger next time. I guess we already have our dose of promises for today. Minato played. Farewell. Ryokugan touched the wolf and the two disappeared running through the streets. Minato continued looking to them. Well, Minato looked to the golden pin. Time to go back to Konoha. Yellow Flash took 3 days to reach back his beloved village. He arrived in a very rainy night. The Anbu went to the Hokage's office and showed Sarutobi the pin. Unbelievable. Sarutobi exclaimed. You're a little box of surprises, Minato. Minato blushed. I guess you're going to deserve all the money the Fire Lord is offering. You are worthy of a rest, child. Thank you, Hokage-sama. Minato said and went back home. I'm home. Minato-sama. Kageru ran to him, almost crying for seeing him alive and well. I'm so happy you're okay. You know me, I'm tough as iron. Minato said. Kageru cleaned her tears. So, wanna join me on dinner? Kageru looked aside, but continued smiling. You're hiding me something, aren't you? Kageru stared him worried. All my life, you were always there. You were the one who taught me how to read and write, but, at the same time, you were always distant, as if I was superior. You were like a mother to me. Kageru blushed a lot. Tell me, why do you continue to treat me so cordially? Why? If you really care about me as you praise, tell me truth. Kageru stared Minato for a while and then made a bow. Sorry, Minato-sama. I'm not allowed to speak with you about that. Kageru said. Minato was becoming angry. I'm not a kid anymore. Minato yelled. I need to know. Why? Why this treatment? Who are my parents? You know, don't you? Tell me. I have the right to know. I'm a grown-up man. Kageru continued making the bow. Sorry Minato-sama, I'm just a housemaid that was ordered to look over you. I only eat orders. Kageru said. She was not feeling fine for being hiding all those things to Minato, especially after he said he saw her as a mother. If you choose that way. I thought I could trust you. Minato passed by her side. I'll find out sooner or later, but I would be very hurt if you choose to continue act this way. Tears appeared on Kageru's eyes. I brought you a present. Stop making bows. I'm not a prince or a lord for you to be making those kinds of things, am I? Minato asked. Kageru rose up. Understood, Minato-sama. Kageru sighed. Far from there, in the Hidden Moon's island, a snowstorm filled the skies, making impossible to get out of home. In the moon's hospital, Surin opened her eyes. Her body continued hurting. She took a while to realize why she was there. Oh, I finally wake. A manly voice said. Surin looked aside and saw the Tsukikage dressed in black. Have you slept well? Old man, Surin slowly sat on the bed. What are you doing here? I just came to see how you were, but the snowstorm got worse and I'm stuck in here. The Tsukikage explained. You could have woke up long ago, but once you insist and continue doing Freya's skin, the medical corp decided not to heal you, fearing you would punch them or even worse. Surin continued looking to him. What the point of continue to look young if you're not profiting your life? Because it's more pleasant when I look into the mirror. Surin said. Oh, there is something more I want to talk with you about. The Tsukikage remembered. I don't know if you remember, but you're here because your little brother, Doryokugan, defeated you in combat. Surin didn't appear to be happy. As forward, now he's a senin, just as you are. To make myself clear, I decided to put your brother in front of you to replace me in case IS without Frigg has chosen her husband. So, there is no point for you to come ask me to S faster, which would only make your little brother Tsukikage even faster. Plus, I've already warned the North Country's kings about your defeat and now they're going to hire Doryokugan for the missions you usually have been doing. With someone to replace you, I can stop sending you on missions. Surin looked to him. The Tsukikage smiled. And, as you may imagine, you will no longer win money and you'll realize you've been acting as a bastard and come and implore for my forgiveness so you can win money to eat. The two stared for a while. The Tsukikage had a smile of victory on his lips, while Surin didn't seem to be as concerned as she should be. I seriously hope your behavior to improve after this. You will be punished until you understand a ninja must obey its master. The Tsukikage left it clear. Odin heard my prayers, someone defeated you. Now I'm going to put some respect on you. Surin looked aside. But one thing is for sure, Surin. The Tsukikage spoke with a sad tone. She noticed and looked to him. You are needed in here, the Tsukikage sighed. Far more than you could ever imagine. The Tsukikage got up and left. Surin watched him and then looked aside. In another place of the village, in the photograph studio, 20 female models, from 15 to 25 years old, the pink-dressed stylist and a 35-years-old photograph dressing a black shirt were waiting for the storm to calm down. The girls were all scared with the thunders outside. We've been here for 2 days. I need to have my beauty bath. A girl with long red hair said. I miss my kitty. Another red-haired model said. I'm with the same nail polish for more than 12 hours, I'm getting unfashioned. A blonde girl said. A huge thunder roared, taking the lights out. All the girls hugged each other, screaming a lot. I don't wanna S. A girl dressed with a wedding dress cried. I only painted my hair twice. I don't want to S without trying more tones. Another cried. Calm down. The photograph said with his deep voice. All looked to him. It was just a thunder. No one is going to S. Oh, Ingvard. Thank Balder you're here to protect us all. The stylist said, caressing the photographer, making him a little sick. Someone knocked on the door. All the girls and the stylist screamed again. It's AM. I'm too pretty to S. A girl with the new Ornulu uniform yelled. Okay, I'll check. Ingvard went to the door. All were nervous. Frigg and Fuller were looking to him. He was about to open the door. Wait, Ingvard. Frigg called. The photographer looked back. I'll open. All her comrades became exalted. But, Friggheim, you are our princess. I cannot let anything happen to you. Ingvard said. As a hidden moon shinobi, I cannot. Frigg smiled to him. The ninja found it strange. I'll be fine. Frigg put her hand on the doorknob. The princess breathed deeply and opened the door. A strong and cold wind entered in the studio. Everybody covered their faces from the cold. Friggheim, someone whispered, with a weak voice. Frigg looked to him. It was Doryokugan. Doryokugan-kun. Frigg looked to him. He appeared to be a little sick. What are you doing outside with such a strong snowstorm? I need to tell you something, Heim-sama. Doryokugan said, entering in the studio, with his clothes filled with snow and a bag on his hand. Frigg was looking expectantly to him, such as everybody else. He stared at the woman for a while, remembering Minato's words. It doesn't matter the feeling you have, the other person would never know if you don't tell it. Ryokugan breathed deeply. I love you, Frigg Heim. Frigg blushed immediately. All the girls looked surprised, waiting to see the princess' reaction. Ingvard looked worried to Akatsuki and then back to the Tsukikage's daughter. I'm deeply in love, Ryokugan said, really blushed. Since the day we've met, I can't stop thinking about you. You're a marvelous person. The snowy wind continued entering. Akatsuki was breathing hardly. I love, the boy fainted. Akatsuki Dono. Ingvard was about to catch him, but Frigg held him on her arms. Ryokugan-kun. Frigg called. Fuller closed the door and went next to her sister. He doesn't appear to be fine. Fuller noticed. Ingvard looked to Akatsuki and put his hand on his forehead. Oh, Thor. He is burning with fever. The ninja grabbed his senin. Let's put him on the floor, once we don't have a bed in here. Bring lots of clothes to cover him and some to change his. The girls looked to each other. Clothes. Hello, he said. They took a while to realize he wanted them to bring it. Minutes later, Ryokugan was sleeping in an improvised bed. Is he going to be fine? The wedding-dressed girl asked. He just needs to rest. It looks like he has flu. Ingvard said. How do you know that? Another model asked. I belong to the medical corps. I'm a photographer in my free times. He explained. Try to find some milk. Frigg caressed Ryokugan's face. You must be very important to Akatsuki Dono. Frigg looked to Ingvard. I remember when Isuki Dono trained him. He never spoke about his feelings, just like his sister, to come here and speak so freely, he truly feels something strong towards you. Frigg blushed. All the models looked to her. What are you going to do? The long red-haired girl asked. Frigg looked to them. Come on, Frigg-chan. He is just another kid who drools for us. The Ornulu-dressed woman said. Kids of his age always think about us when they're doing that stuff. It's just a stupid thing. You're a princess. You deserve to marry someone handsome and with an elegant port. Bjork is right. The wedding-dressed girl said. He just has that thing teenager boys have. I'm sure he has a poster of you from the last year's bikini collection on his bedroom and dreams about you. If it was just that, do you think he would come in the middle of a snowstorm, risking his health? A girl dressed with an expensive blue dress said. She joined her hands, dreaming. How long I've wished for a moment like this. My prince coming and confessing his love. That's so romantic. She is right. It was so cute. Another model said. Frigg looked to them and then to her sister. What do you want me to tell you? He is a kid. It would look awkward if you start dating him. Fuller denoted. Frigg looked to Ryokugan and grabbed his hand. I need to think a lot. Frigg said. The girls continued giving their opinions. In the morning, the snowstorm continued, but lost some of its strength. The models were sleeping on the ground, while Ingvard looked over them. Akatsuki slowly opened his eyes. He was feeling a little hot, but far better than the last night. The boy sat on ground, looking around and recognizing the photographer. Ingvard-senpai. He whispered. The ninja looked to the boy. Are you feeling better? Ingvard asked. The boy signed yes with his head. The medical nin smiled. Ryokugan-kun. Frigg woke up and looked to him. He blushed even more. I'm glad you're okay. Ryokugan remembered what he said last night. Friggheim, I know maybe I was a little precipitated yesterday. I'm sorry if I said something that could embarrass you. Ryokugan didn't think Frigg could accept him. Forgive me, Heim-sama. Akatsuki looked down. Frigg softly smiled and put her hands on his face. There is no reason to be embarrassed. Frigg said. Ryokugan's eyes shined seeing Frigg's lovely smile. None of my last boyfriends have ever done something so worthy to be praised. The boy looked to her. You're very special, Ryo-kun. She got closer to him. Akatsuki started sweating. I can feel, you're the one. Her lips were about to touch his, but he hesitated. Frigg noticed. What's wrong? Ryokugan was a little nervous. I never did this before. I have no idea how to. Frigg put her arms around him. Akatsuki blushed even more. I'll teach you. Frigg whispered as an angel, moving her lips softly. I'll teach you everything. Ryokugan blushed even more. Put one of your hands behind my head and another on my back and pull me near you. The boy, trembling a little, did as she said, feeling really fine with Frigg's body so close to his. The princess never felt as precious as she was feeling then, in Akatsuki's hands. It was as if his body had the power to make her feel as if she was in heaven. Ryokugen's tenderness was so wonderful she forget everything, just follow your heart, okay? The two K passionately. Ingvard smiled while watching them and then looked to the window, seeing the sunlight breaking through the clouds. The two continued K, very blushed. In the end, Ryokugen caressed Frigg's face. I'm so happy, he confessed, and she leaned her head on his sea, as he caressed her hair delicately. I'll always protect you, Friggheim. She felt so protected in his arms, she rubbed her face on his sea, hugging him even more. I love you. An hour later, the weather was good enough to let the people get out of their houses. Akatsuki dressed his clothes and was ready to go back home. Frigg was looking to him, such as her comrades who were expectant to see what was going to be the results. Well, when do you want me to go see you? Ryokugen asked. Frigg smiled. You can appear anytime you want. Don't worry with notifying me, I can foresee when you're coming to visit me. Frigg said. The boy smiled and grabbed her hand. Come to my house. I'll prepare you a lavish meal. Ryokugen smiled. The two left the studio. All the models continued looking, whispering to each other. Ingvard smiled and put his hand on Fuller's shoulder. The woman looked to him. If your sister finally decides, then the Hidden Moon will have a new leader. Ingvard said. Fuller smiled too. I know my sister as well as I know myself. Fuller stated. I never saw her eyes like that, but I'm still concerned. Akatsuki is so young, I fear she uses him just to have fun instead of loving him. He is just a kid, she always took so long to decide and now she chose so fast, I hope she is not misunderstanding him with the guy she sees on her dreams. Friggheim already had lots of boyfriends, let's hope she passed through all of them just to choose the right Tsukikage, and I must admit it, Akatsuki Dono is a great person, even being young. Ingvard said. Friggheim is the skald, she always dreams with the matching air of Kurogen Dono. Her heart will always be confused, but in time she will love her husband. After all, our mighty Kurogen Dono left the village so they could have a normal life. Fear not, Fullerheim. Ryokugen and Frigg were on their way to the boys' home. Both smiled to each other and exchanged caresses. They reached the old house, filled with snow. Ryokugen looked to his girlfriend and smiled once again, holding her hands. I'll pick you up every morning so we can go for a walk and talk. The Sennin said. Frigg smiled too. I'll be waiting for you. She said. Oh, there you are. A voice said. Frigg made an annoyed face. Ryokugen looked back and saw his sister. Sister. Ryokugen was happy for seeing Suren fully healed. I'm glad you're okay. Suren looked to him, noticing by his voice and by his face color that he was sick. I thought I told you not to speak with dumb girls, especially Frigg. She is really unintelligent, you know. Suren said. Frigg felt really insulted. Akatsuki stared his sister very angry. She is my girlfriend. I'll not allow you to disrespect her ever again. Ryokugen screamed. Suren was caught by surprise, but then smiled with a mix of evilness and mockness. Girlfriend. She is a stairs banister. Suren said. Are you on yourself or is your flu making you more stupid? What kind of future can you expect by being at the side of a dumb model? Tell me. She is going to leave you in no time and then you're going to come before me and recognize I was right. Shut up. Ryokugen screamed again. What can you say about love? You never loved anyone. You're simply jealous. I'm sick and tired of hearing you giving me orders. Now, I'm the one who makes the most money, so I'll no longer listen to your annoying, ruthless and arrogant speeches. And don't you dare to insult Friggheim ever again. She is going to dump you. We are going to get married. Frigg interrupted the discussion. Suren looked to her, noticing her eyes. Ryokugen blushed a lot. Marry. The poor boy didn't know how to react. The five-pupil eye of the skald. Suren said. Akatsuki stared Frigg's eyes. They were truly different. Her pupil appeared smaller and had four other round pupils around it, plus the blue tone of her eyes become lighter. The multiple pupils allow you to see forward in time, which is a wonderful vantage. The multiple pupils can let you foresee in short term or in long term, what you want to foresee or simply to manipulate time. Manipulate. Ryokugan was surprised. I never heard that one. Of course not, it's very hard to achieve, after all, we are talking about making another pattern in the carpet of life. It's possible, but causes death. Surin explained. Frigg's mother tried to do it, and without making any change. Surin continued looking to the skald. But you said you're going to get married. Are you foreseeing, Friggheim, or bluffing? I'm telling you the truth, we are going to get married within 2 months, in the end of December. You can bet on that one. Frigg assured. Ryokugan continued astonished. Dario loves me and I love him. Surin looked up. You're going to use my cute little brother as a toy. Ryokugan blushed even more. Frigg didn't like the observation. Of course, you're already a woman, but my cute little brother continues to be a kid. Oh, dear, I can't imagine what you're going to do with him. Frigg whispered between her teeth. Surin looked back to her and then to her brother, who didn't digest yet the idea of becoming a husband. Poor brother, such a wonderful future as Akatsuki, and you will end up as a spoiled girl's toy. Don't worry, Dario, I'm sure we are going to be very happy. Frigg said, hugging her boyfriend. He woke up from his shock state and looked to her. You're going to be a wonderful husband. But I'm going to. He trustfully smiled to her. Frigg bowed down and gave him a huge French K. Ryokugan blushed a lot but slowly closed his eyes, enjoying the warm arms of his lover. Surin looked jealously to them. Stupid princess, making a toy out of my brother. Isuki whispered. Watch how she K my cute little brother, he has no age to be K like that. Surin went inside her house. A minute after she left, Frigg and Ryokugan stopped K. He was looking at her with his cute eyes willing for more. She smiled and caressed his face. It's still cold, you should go back inside and get some sleep, and you continue to have a fever. Frigg said. He smiled to her. She said bye, K him again and then left. Akatsuki continued watching her and then entered. Surin was already sitting on her sofa seeing the same old soap operas she saw over and over again. He looked to her. What? Surin asked, without turning her face to him. I never thought on getting married so early. Akatsuki confessed. But now that I think on it, it would be wonderful. Not just because I can be with Friggheim all the time, but also because. You're stupid, Surin said. Ryokugan looked annoyed to her. You're going to be used as a toy by that sample of a woman and then you're going to pass the rest of your life at the side of someone who will ask for your full attention and that will without saying, I love you, with feeling. But you say that's wonderful. Yeah, I do. Ryokugan said. Because I'm giving my life to make someone happy, someone that I love and that makes me happy too, but there again, that's something you will never understand. Surin looked to him. I was happy when you became Akatsuki. Surin confessed. Ryokugan looked to her, surprised. I was happy when you first said my name. I was happy when you learned how to walk, to speak. I'm delighted when you, little by little, become the man I always want you to be. If you want to marry her, go ahead. I'll be at your side, but don't force me to love someone as Frigg. Akatsuki looked to her and turned his back to her. There is no point for you to be telling me that. I'll never let you down. I'm strong, not as much as needed to protect a skald, but I will become. For I am Akatsuki, my mission is not to pursue happiness, but to make it. For the real strength appears when we try to move forward, when the rest of the world moves rewind. I'll make this island even more prosperous than it is now. The boy went upstairs. Surin followed him with the eyes and then smiled. In fact, you have all it's needed to become Tsukikage. I'm willing to see you wearing the silver mantles and the zero ring of the forceful Kurogen god. Once again, Skuld's predictions were correct. 2 months after Akatsuki and Frigg started dating, the Tsukikage decided they should get married, for she needed to be protected by the one she loved. In a cold day of December, Ryokugan and Frigg swore eternal love to each other. They were now, in that same day, in the middle of the Hidden Moon's woods. Frigg was wearing a wonderful wedding dress with feathers on her shoulders and a shiny veil. Ryokugan had a black ceremonial mantle and was wearing a dark Norse-style sweater and a necklace with the kanji for moon. Where are we going? Ryokugan asked, while Frigg was pulling his hand. She smiled to him and the two found themselves on a glade with a lake. It had low profundity. The water not even reached their knees. It had red flowers that emerged from the bottom of the river and bloomed on the surface. Even being the middle of the winter, the water was not frozen. What is this place? It's beautiful. It's the garden of Freya. Frigg said. Duryokugen was caught by surprise and looked to her. Yes, the garden the great King Kurogen built to his wife when She looked to the center of lake. A statue and a stone-worked coffin were there. The two went there. Small golden stones were placed around the coffin that had the statue of a woman sleeping above it. This is the grave where Rainfieldheim rests forever. Duryokugen looked to the face of the woman and then to the other statue. It had the shape of a man kneeled down and caressing the woman's head. The great king loved his woman so much he made this lake and labeled this stone with his own hands just for her. Then, Frigg pointed to one of the stones. Duryokugen looked to it. He wrote the names in a golden stone and placed it here, as a symbol of their love. He said Rodolph to come here with his wife and place a stone too, and from that day forward, the Tsukikages and the Skalds come here and swear their love before the great king and Rainfieldheim. I heard the story once, but I always thought it was a legend. Now I'm here, seeing this place, being here, Duryokugen said, looking to Frigg. She smiled to him and took a golden stone from the ground. The woman placed the stone on her husband's hand. Hold my hands and the stone and close your eyes. Duryokugen did as she said. The stone shined. The boy and the woman opened their hands and saw the names on the stone. Starting from today, our names are to remain here for the ages, along with the name of our ancestors. The two placed the stone on the grave. So everybody can know that one day, a skald named Algrim Frigg chose a boy named Minamoto Duryokugen as the new Tsukikage and as the man that's going to live at her side forever. Akatsuki smiled and joined his hands as if he was praying. Great Kurogen Dono, I swear to protect Friggheim for the rest of my life and make her happy, as you one day wanted Nana to be. Then the boy looked to Frigg and the two passionately K. It's getting late, let's go home. This was a long day, I'm sleepy. What are you talking about? Frigg made a tricky smile, caressing his face. We are going to do everything but to sleep tonight. Oh no, not another meeting with a king. Duryokugen sighed. I'm sick and tired of meeting kings and queens for today. Frigg laughed. What? I'm not talking about that, she said. He looked curious to her. I'm talking about us, about our nuptial night. Duryokugen understood the same. Didn't your sister talk with you about it? I think she said me to see a movie, but I was so nervous that I decided to go to bed and forgot about the movie. Akatsuki stated. Frigg blushed. This is going to be a very long night. Frigg said it very slowly and grabbed Duryokugen's hand. Come on, let's go home. Our bed is ready. And so the happy couple left the garden and went back to the village, preparing themselves for the future in front of them. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.